Okay, so the tape should be paused while you complete the warm-up. Pause it now. Okay, number one, a rectangle is a width of 6 feet and a length of 10 feet. So what I did right here is I drew the first rectangle. If a scale drawing has a width that is 3/4 inches long, so I put the width of 6 here, so I put the width of 3/4 here, what is the length on the drawing? To set up your ticket, you're comparing the width and length of the first rectangle to the width and length of the second rectangle. You'll cross multiply and get 6x. You'll cross multiply here and get 30/4, and then you will solve. Number two, of the 200 students in a grade level, 45% of the students are girls. If 10% of the girls are going to the dance, how many girls are going to the dance? Well, we know there's 200 students. 45% of them are girls. So 200 times 45% will give you the amount of girls. Then, if 10% of the girls are going to the dance, however many girls there are, you'll multiply by 10% to get your answer. Number three, a baker had 3½ cups of flour that he used to make 4 cakes. How much flour did he use per cake? And this is a no calculator problem. First thing you should do is set up your ticket. We're comparing the amount of flour, which is 7/2, to the number of cakes, which is 4 cakes. How much flour did he use per cake? Per cake means 1 cake, so we have a 1 in the denominator. We're not sure how much flour, that's x. When you cross multiply, 4 times x is 4x. 7/2 times 1 is 7/2. To solve for this, it's a one-step equation. We're dividing each side by 4. So it's 7/2 divided by 4, aka 7/2 times 1/4. That will give you your answer. Number four is a little bit trickier. A monthly subscription to a magazine costs $8.50. So that's how much it is per month. If a customer has a coupon for 10% off each month, how much will it cost for a year-long subscription after the discount? Couple ways to do this. The quickest is probably to decide, okay, it's $8.50 per month. There are 12 months in a year. So $8.50 times 12, it's $102 for the year. But we have a coupon for 10% off. So $102 times the 10% gives us a $10.20 discount. That's what the coupon's worth. $102 minus $10.20 is $91.80 for the year. Take your time and make sure that you have all these warm-up problems written down before you advance the slide. Okay, the question today is how can equations and inequalities be solved? Today we're going to do a brief review of one-step equations. The activator says use substitution to determine the correct solution to each question. Go ahead and take 3 minutes to work on this, and when you're done, unpause the tape. Okay, number one says -15 plus x is the same as 43. So what you have to do is substitute each value in for x and see if it works. So on your calculator, you would literally type in -15 plus 28 and see if it gives you 43. It does not. Then you would type in -15 plus 58 and see if it gives you 43. It does. So this one is B. The second one, it's important to be able to read this. It says 2 times x plus 10 is the same as 40. So then you'd plug in. So you do 2 times 20, which is 40, plus 10. That is not 40, so it cannot be answer choice A. You try B, 2 times 30, which is 60, plus 10. That is absolutely not 40. Then you try C, 2 times 15, which is 30, plus 10 is 40. It is answer choice C. Today, we're going to be talking about some key concepts in terms of solving equations. Pause the tape now and copy down these 3 definitions into your notes. All right, when you solve equations, there's a couple key steps. We talked about this last year. The goal, your job, is to isolate the variable. That means to get it by itself. The golden rule is whatever you do to one side of an equation, you must do to the other side to keep it balanced. So if you add 4 to the left side, you must add 4 to the right side. If you divide the right side by 9, you divide the left side by 9. And to solve, you use inverse operations. Inverse is a fancy word for opposite. The inverse of addition is subtraction. The inverse of multiplication is division. Therefore, the inverse of subtraction is addition, and multiplication and division. Okay, so to solve for x in this equation, the equation is x plus 12 is the same as 25. Our job is to get the variable by itself. Here's our x. So we have to see what is on the same side of our equation with the x. Right now it is x plus 12. In order to get rid of a positive 12, we are going to take 12 away, because a positive 12 minus 12 is a 0, it cancels out. If we take 12 away from the left side of our equation, we also have to take 12 away from the right side of our equation. So when we do that, we end up with x equaling or is the same as 13. All of your work has to work like this, or you're going to get a 50% on anything you turn in. You must show your work. Second example, n minus 15 is the same as negative 38. You'll see to get rid of this minus 15 or negative 15, we must add 15 to each side. Negative 15, 15 cancel, and n is the same as 23. Pause your tape now and work through these two equations. Okay, on the left-hand side, you should have gotten x is the same as negative 19. To cancel out this minus 15, you add 15 to each side, and you get x is negative 19. To double check it, you could plug this negative 19 in for x, and you'd type in right here, negative 19 minus 15, and you'd see that you'd get negative 34, so it checks out. The right equation, just because the solution is first, it doesn't mean it's backwards. The equal sign just means it's balanced. So negative 4 is the same as n plus 15. You take 15 away from each side. A common mistake people will make here is they won't type this into their calculator correctly. This is negative 4 minus 15. Put it in the calculator exactly how it looks. And this one is also n is negative 19. All right, on the next slide here, you have 4 problems to do. Pause the tape. Complete the problems. It should take you around 6 minutes. Okay, here's the solutions. The first one, negative 27 is the same as x. Top right, n is the same as 43, b is the same as negative 2.5, and j is negative 0.84. The rest of this block, here's the bit.ly. It's bit.ly/equationsday1, and an exit ticket. When you finish the bit.ly, complete the exit ticket on a separate sheet, write your score from the bit.ly on it, and turn the exit ticket into your teacher. If you're finished early, you can go to any of the bit.lys that you still owe, or you can go to Game Over Gopher, or you can read a book.